So what I'm going to show you today is really a step-by-step to the APE method to argumentative writing, which is going to be a cornerstone to the things that we are doing in social studies. With that being said, get ready to take some notes, pay close attention to the APE method as I'll walk you through it from the start until the end. So first things first, I found this graphic online and I thought it was just great for the APE method. I would definitely recommend screenshotting this and cropping it and then saving it to your photos, because this is a great little visual and it tells you every single step that you have to take, from answering the question, providing proof from the text, and it even gives you little starters that you can use, and then your explanation, how to extend or make an opinion, summary, connection, and then a summary statement. And then again, it gives you starters. So this is a great graphic. It will help you immensely. So first things first, let's take a look at a question that we are going to answer today using the APE method. In what way was the joining of the rails at Promontory, Utah a national rather than a local event? That's my question. The first step in the APE method is I have to answer the question. So let's go ahead and do that now. So my first step is to go ahead and answer the question. The railway became a national event, not a local event, because the railway was a single thing that now linked our country together, and because when the final spike was driven, it would be broadcast coast to coast by use of the telegraph. I got this answer directly from the video called One People that you are all required to watch. While watching that video, I read my questions first. I watched the video, and that way the answer just jumped out at me. So when I saw that answer, I immediately paused the video and I wrote down my answer to that question. Now I have to go on to my second step of the APE method, and that is the proof. So again, let's go back to my answer that I've been doing. So I first have my answer, and that was the railway became a national event, not a local event, because the railway was a single thing that now linked our country together, and because when the final spike was driven, it would be broadcast coast to coast by the use of the telegraph. That's my answer. Now I want to include my proof. It's said in the video, and then you notice how I put the name of the video in parentheses? Always important to do is to put your source in parentheses. And then I start off with a quote, because I'm taking this directly from the video. On May 10th, 1869, everything was ready. A telegrapher stood by to signal to both coasts and all points in between the driving of the final spike. That is my proof. That's the proof I'm using to support my answer that this was a national event. Now let me show you how that is actually a national event through my explanation, which is the last step in the APE method. Now the last part to the APE method is for me to explain. What I'm going to do is I'm going to explain my proof, my evidence, and how that evidence is helpful to supporting my answer. I'm then going to make a connection to wrap up everything together. That is what my explanation must contain. So I go back here. My explanation starts here. I know this because in the video they talk about broadcasting the event from coast to coast and all points in between. That tells me that this is a national event, not just local. I've explained it. I've said that they said that they're broadcasting it from coast to coast and all points in between. That shows me that it's a national event. Now I'm going to make a connection to fully show that I understand my proof and my answer and the question. I'm going to connect it to an event that I'm familiar with. I also know when the space shuttle is going into space, it is also an exciting event that links our country and world together, because it is also broadcast all over the country and the world. That's what your explanation has to contain. You have to explain your proof, how it proves your answer, and give me a connection that ties everything together. You guys, that is the APE method to any kind of open-ended responded question. Know it, learn it, love it, because it's something we're going to use a lot this year.